Guys, gonna do the Ohio State Purdue preview video quick. I know we are about an hour before tip off. Busy weekend, and then I also haven't got the Michigan State Purdue recap done, which I'm not happy about. But anyways, gonna be an interesting matchup today for the Boilers. A game where we should come out with a win. Obviously, Ohio State 17-11. We are the better team, but it honestly just depends on which team shows up. You know, we've had multiple different Purdue teams show up this year. Against Michigan State, we had a good game for the most part. Some defensive lapses that probably definitely called us the game or cost us the game. But anyways, Ohio State Purdue matchup. Ohio State is 30th in the nation for offense, so they do provide some good offense defensively. They're not quite as good. But with that saying, this is a game that I think it's going to come down to just Purdue's production and how they show up. You take. I think if we play offensively similar to we did against Michigan State, this is a game. Just playing at that level, we can win probably by 10 points or something like that. But if this is a game where we just come out flat offensively, it's not going to matter because the way our defense has been playing, they are a good offensive team. So if we play flat and then we don't come out and be hitting shots, it's not going to matter. But we're not Mackey this year, or we're not Mackey against Ohio State, and every time we've played Mackey, we've not played well. So we've been a good road team this year, so maybe that's the case. I really don't have much to say on this entirely. Bruce Thornton is their best player, and I would imagine C.J. Cox to be guarding him, and I think this is a matchup that he can definitely win. He is just under 40%, shooting 38% from three. Shucks. On high volume. He shoots quite a bit of them, so he is a good shooter as well. With John Mobley Jr. shooting it at 40%. But Bruce Thornton also likes to get downhill, and he is capable of scoring on big guys. And defensively, our big guys have struggled, especially when DJ's in. He has been a liability, especially against that Michigan State game. We have seen him just not be in the right spots, and quite frankly, if we don't have a good offensive game and have defensive lapses, this could be a game that we let slip away from us. Now, I don't see that happening, but it is possible, and obviously, that's possible in any game. But I think for us, you just want to see a good all-around game, offensively and defensively. I think this is a game where we can come out and be really efficient on offense, and you want to see that happen, especially right before we get into March. Today's March 1st. Right before we get into the tournament, we want to see us come out there and show that we can play, offensively against Michigan State. It looked a little rocky at times. At the beginning of the game, it looked really good. And then we just had a few lapses and costly turnovers. This is a game where we just got to take care of the ball and be efficient offensively. A game that, I think against Michigan State, Fletcher had 5 attempts from 3. I'd like to see those go up, and I want to see more of them fall. He was 2 for 5, so 40%, but still, something that you want to see. You want to see our guys get going. You want to see Jack continue to play well. I think he hit 3 threes against Michigan State. But this is also a game where, like I said, our bigs, because Bruce Thornton is a good finisher around the rim. I think this is a game where you just want to see them step up defensively and rebounding wise. We should have the advantage on the boards. We average roughly 4 more rebounds than them. But if you look at, averages, we've got Trey averages 9, and Clough with 7, as their leading rebounder is 5.5. So, and that's Devin Royal, which Royal will probably get put on Fletcher, and that could be a little bit of a mismatch defensively for Fletch, which is typically usual. But yeah, just a game that you want to see get get our mojo back. See us be efficient. See us kind of control this game all around. Hopefully, a big game from Braden offensively. He obviously had a decent game against Michigan State, but scoring wise, I'd like to see him be aggressive. I think we're at our best when he's able to be aggressive scoring wise and dish the ball off. There have been times where we see him do one or the other and not both. I would love to see him start the game aggressive scoring wise, so then it opens up the passing lanes for him. And we need to see, I've said it in the last couple of videos. We got to see our role players step up. Jack had a good game against Michigan State. Omer had a decent game, but we got to see those improvements. Like CJ offensively has not been playing too well, and neither has Jakari. Both of those guys, when they get those open looks, we need them to knock them down. That's what's going to make us a threat later on, finishing out this season. Because, ultimately, I don't think a Final Four is out of the window. At the level that we've seen play at times in this season, but it's got to be at that level. It can't be how we've been playing as of late. But again, when's the last time we've played our best basketball going into March? No time recently. And I'm never going to bet against, a Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, and TKR led team. I know what they're capable of, and I know what aggression is going to come into this. But a game that we need guys to step up. You want to see Clough rebound at a high level again, and make the shots when he gets touches around the rim. A game where we need to see Trey continue to play well, rebounding wise and scoring. Just a game again that, it could be a game that if we don't play well, Ohio State keeps in it and it gets ugly. But a game that we should honestly just be put them away at times. I think that if we play to the level like we played against Indiana, I think a similar outcome could be likely. But it all depends on our intensity and our attention to detail. There's been, I thought the defense had been better, and then you go against Michigan State, and then there's a few lapses on backside cuts. That can't happen. I want to see a game when Daniel gets in. I need to see him be efficient, not even necessarily offensively. I've been okay with his offensive production. He's not that guy that we're going to throw the ball into and ask him to score every possession like we did with Edey. I just need to see him be in the right spots on defense. I need him to be in the right spots rotation-wise and wall up. Like, don't let them spin off of your hip and get to the basket. And I'm not even asking, block a few shots. I'm not asking him to get 3-4 blocks, anything like that. Just be in the right spot and be a pest. You're 7'4", just be in the way. That's my biggest ask from him. Yeah, I just, this is a matchup where, I said CJ's likely to guard Bruce Thornton, and Mobley is also a really good guard as well. And, we don't have a second CJ on the court to go guard him. So this is a game where we need to see Braden step up defensively and be able to keep him in front of him, as he's also a 40% shooter. So we can't let them get open looks. If you look across the boards after that, they've got Let me see. They've got Thornton that shoots 38%, Mobley for 40%, and then Tayson Chapman is 47%, which is crazy. He is 40 for 98. Okay, so I don't know that he's not shooting it as high of a consistency of like attempts as some of these other guys. You know, these other guys got 180, 130 attempts, but he can knock them down for sure. So just gotta be in front of people. You know, we give up a lot of threes, and even though some of these non 3 point shooting teams, they knock them down because there's such wide open attempts, and we just gotta take those away. Um, I just want to see a good game defensively, being in the right spots all across the board. I want to see another high assist game for Braden. Again, I'm advocating because I want him to get that assist record, right? I want to see him get there. I want to see this team win, and I want to see us win in a big fashion. I need to see us show our dominance again, and this is a good team to try to do that again against and just across the boards. I'm hoping to see another Indiana type game, except I want more efficiency from the bench. You know, Omer was really our only guy off the bench that really played crazy. Um, you know, I would take 8 from Omer if that meant everybody else was also, you know, 8. If you know, instead of 18, whatever. I just want to see everybody consistently have a good game. We need to see everybody's confidence be up going into um, this this stretch for the tournament and then March Madness. So yeah, just it'll be an interesting game. You know, if we show up, I think it's a game we can win by 15, 20 points. If it's a game that we don't show up offensively, then you know it could be interesting and be single digits or a 10 point victory, and it could be a game that slips away from us. I'm not sure that I see that happening. I do believe that they're going to be fired up and tired of what they've been going through. So I'm expecting a good game across the boards. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I will likely have the Michigan State recap, and it'll be longer than this preview. I'll probably have that posted before I will the recap of this game, um, but I will get it up. So thanks again for tuning in and listening to me yap, whether this was, you know, in depth enough or not, but appreciate your guys' support. So, boiler up.